What's up, guys? Been a minute. I know. And I'm sorry. So, been busy with this fucking COVID thing, being shelter in place. Not a lot of fun. New York State sucks. All of the above. But hey, cleaned up my garage a bit. Still waiting on my heat treat oven. That's been delayed another month. So here we are. I'll be making probably more videos. I got my HRC tester. It's a 4JR Wilson Rockwell tester. I did the calibration myself, so it's not certified. That's because there's no one in this area that certifies Rockwell testers. I've looked. The only way I'd be able to get it certified is take it out of state, and then it would probably get bounced around and have to go back when I got it back home. So we'll talk more on that in a different video. But anyway, got that. And yeah, we're gonna do a fucking crazy thing tonight. Test tonight? Testing? I don't know. Here in my hand, I have 150 feet of rope. So, we'll see how much we get through tonight. What are we gonna test? We have a PM2 K390. We have a River's Edge Cutlery exclusive CPM-10V. And we have a PM2 and Maxamet. All of these have been Rockwell tested. All of these have been sharpened and are at a certain sharpness on the best tester. So before we get into the test, sure there's a lot of numbers floating around as far as the 10V. A lot of 62s, a 64. So the range is there. Within that range is what I'm calling it. Because, let's get into the Rockwell testing. I tested the K390 PM2 at 63 Rockwell. That was, how many pokes are in here? That was 4 initial, and then I tested it again today at 5, and it came up same, dead nut 63. And I'll put pictures up of all of this stuff as well so you can see that I'm not completely full of shit. And then the CPM-10V, that came up 63.6. That reading's from today. The other readings that I got averaged out to about 63.4. So let's just give it to the benefit of the doubt and call it 63.6. And I'll throw that up there. And then the Maxamet, also tested this same amount of times. 68 every time. It didn't bounce a point or two in one direction. It was just 68 every time. So that's where we're at with that. And then as far as the best numbers, I sharpened the K390 to 100 grams. Pictures. I sharpened the CPM-10V to 100 grams. And I sharpened the Maxamet, to 110 grams. They're within 10 grams of each other. How's that? And then, yeah, so that's where we're at with numbers and sharpnesses. All of them are sharpened DTM coarse, DMT fine, 1 micron strop. Obviously I didn't do 10 passes on this because I wanted to get it to a certain sharpness, so they're all different on the strop, but they're all the same sharpness. So, well, not accurately, because I still think the jury's out with that best tester. It just gives you a gauge. Great machine. If you want a number, pick it up. Cool. So we're gonna test all 3 of these in a mirepoix, if you will. Cooking term, sorry. Basically, these are the 3 highest, I don't want to say highest carbide because that's not true. the 3 most highest harder carbide production knives on the market today. And the reason why I don't want to say the highest carbide, because they're not the highest carbide content. M390 and 20CV all have higher carbide content than K390 and CPM-10V. It's the type of carbide that we're after. So, with that, let's run through the test. I'm going to do the Maxamet first just because it's going to take a little bit longer. I'll have this, sped up, so feel free to fast forward it if you don't want to see it. And then we'll talk about it at the very end and some stuff that I have in the works in the future. So, stick around. This should be a fun test. And that's all I want it to be, is fun. I know what's going to happen, so let's give it that. But yeah, and we'll see you in a few minutes. Hot dog. How you guys doing? Good. So, ran the test. Obviously every time I always only do one test. I don't do several tests. This is not super scientific. Some of this is for entertainment, some of this is for science, but with that said, you got to keep that in mind, that this is all just in fun. Okay, and results are results. Obviously this is a different medium from whatever everyone else is testing, and vice versa. This kind of gives you an extreme of what is capable with these knives, and then usually I do a regrind after, but obviously I'm not. So with that said, let's get into the results. With each knife, when I'm done, when I say I'm done with a test, I make sure that the edge doesn't cleanly cut paper, kind of like that. That's where I stop the test. You can see that if I keep going, it'll still do it, but usually once it hits that point, I stop the test. And you can see it with all of these. They're all hanging up. That one hung up there. So that's where I kind of stopped the test. Can it still cut the rope? Yeah. But that's where I stopped the test. So other people do it different ways. I do it that way. That's just the way I do it. And you can see that all of these knives stopped at that point. Didn't do anything in between, so don't worry. Let's look back again. The K390 was at 63 HRC, the CPM-10V was at 63.6, and the Maxamet was at 68. So obviously the winner is Maxamet. We know this. With 360 cuts. That was 18 passes, or 18, turns times 10, because we took 10 cuts times 2 because we had 2 passes of the blade on the rope, gave us 360. The K390 did 300 total cuts, and you know, 15 times that edge was on that rope, you know, 10 times 2 gives you 300. And then the CPM-10V at 63.6 Rockwell did 320. 16 turns times 10 times 2. All these are very close, you may notice. I know I stated before that the 10V, CPM-10V beat out Maxamet. That was a different knife, that wasn't this knife. I don't know what that other knife was Rockwelled at. And I'm pretty sure that... So I tested this knife before with one sharpening, and I didn't do the best, like the best sharpness. I just DMT coarse, DMT fine, 10 passes per side, and I got 380 cuts. So I don't know if my sharpening had anything to do with it. I don't know if I polished up that edge and didn't leave enough tooth on the edge of these knives, because that's what they need, is they need a nice toothy edge to perform a lot better. I'm assuming that's probably what happened with all of these, is that I just kept, you know, I kept on the strop and I got whatever sharpness I wanted to get on the best. I'm sure if I did another test with just DMT coarse, DMT fine, and then 10 passes per side, we'd get higher results, different results. But with that said, I wanted to keep everything kind of close together, same sharpness, all that shit. So how does this correlate at all? So between the Maxamet and the K390, there was an 18% difference and a 16% decrease in cutting with the K390, which is still pretty respectable. With the Maxamet and the the Maxamet and the CPM-10V, we had an 11% difference and an 11% decrease in performance with the CPM-10V. And as far as the K390 PM2 and the CPM-10V PM2, it was a 6% difference. So a 6% difference and a 6% decrease, with the K390 being lesser than the CPM-10V. I'm going to chalk that up as basically being fucking even. It's within 10%. So, and they're basically the same hardness. The only thing that we could also probably correlate is maybe obviously the melts are going to be different for every knife. So if Maxamet pumps out, you know, 1,000 knives, there could be 2 melts in there or something like that. However melts they buy, doesn't matter. But we also know that Bowler makes K390. We know that Crucible makes CPM-10V, and the compositions are completely different. So we could have more vanadium in one, less vanadium in another, vice versa. We could have more chromium in one. Obviously, we're gonna have less chromium in K390. My point is that the compositions are gonna be different. They're not gonna be whatever you see on the data sheets or anything like that. That's just a guideline of like, yep, this is in the patent. These are all the elements in the patent. This is what we want it to be. Are we gonna hit it every time? Probably not. It's a guideline. So I think that with the lower hardness of that CPM-10V, could have done better. So could K390. I mean, I think both of those knives could have been heat treated at least 64, solid 64, maybe higher, and a lot more people would have been happier. The Maxamet, I mean, it is what it is, man. Like, that knife takes a toothy edge. It needs a toothy edge to perform the way it does. I sharpened that shit, super sharp. It has a polished cutting edge probably, and it did what it did. It's just, it is what it is. And again, all this isn't to say, oh man, Maxamet kind of sucks, we only did 360 cuts. No, this is to say, man, Maxamet did fucking awesome. This is a fun little hobby that we're all doing. We're just cutting stuff and seeing, oh, my knife did this. Oh, my knife did this. Oh, what was yours, Rockwell, that? That sort of thing. So, obviously Maxamet is king of the cutting until we get, you know, the higher carbide steels. And Maxamet honestly is at the lower end of the carbide spectrum as far as those super high speed steels. I think that Maxamet was I can't remember which one came out first. I think CPM Rex came out and then Maxamet came out. And they're both basically designed to replace carbide drilling bits, which is pretty fucking crazy. High speed carbide bits that cut through metal, and somebody fucking turned it into a knife. I think you should look at it like that. K390 used in fucking boring shafts of a mining drill. Massive mining drills that fucking carve out the side of mountains. All of the stress and strain is on that boring shaft. That's what K390 is made out of. I think that's pretty fucking cool. So if you look at it that way, I think we got a lot of fucking cool like steels in these production knives. Can we get what we not want? No, we can never get what we want. But I think that, I don't know, man. I think if we wait around long enough, we'll get better abrasives, we'll get better production tools, I guess, and we'll probably see something crazy in the future, I'm sure. But for right now, we got what we got. Dude, fucking 300 cuts on manila rope is fucking crazy. That's so much stupid cardboard. So much stupid cardboard. It's like 500 cardboards, 400 cardboards. So just enjoy your knives and like, I don't know. It's a little fun hobby. So yeah, I said oven isn't going to be here for another month. May 28th because Michigan fucking sucks. And should have won the fucking Paragon. Texas, man. Texas is the way. After that, I got a bunch of shit to heat treat. If you look at my Instagram, you know I've got Rex 121 on the way. I'm not gonna show the design yet because I want to make a video on all that stuff. But I sent the blanks out to get drilled because my Harbor Freight drill press is not gonna fucking it's not gonna touch that shit. So that's out getting drilled, the holes anyway, and then it'll be back probably next week. I'll do the rough profile, do the rough bevels, and then hopefully, you know, I'll probably wait 3 weeks and then get my oven and then we can heat treat it. Target heat treat's gonna be 70 to 71 Rockwell. So yeah, I would be happy with 70 to 71 Rockwell. Nothing below 70. And then we'll go from there. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little test. If anyone has anything to comment, go ahead. I couldn't find the MC carbide content of Maxamet. The MC carbide content of both K390 and 10V is between 15 and 18. So I mean, they're going to be similar as far as wear resistance. Maxamet, it says on the data sheet that it outperforms, as far as wear resistant, it outperforms A11. I mean, the other two steels are A11 type steels. So how much more, I don't know. There's no number. It could be fucking 1. Who knows? It still outperformed it, so we can look at it that way. I think I'm gonna do a video on my Rockwell tester, just show everyone what it is. Actually, I might get a little bit into depth too for that because I couldn't find fucking dog shit online as far as Wilson Rockwell testers, and there's a lot of shit that I found out from the Bueller company and a lot of reading that I've done, and yeah, I think it's cool and I think everyone should just know. So yeah, if you want me to do a video on anything, let me know. Might do a sharpening video, because I have been getting questions about stropping and stuff like that. So, yeah. And if you want to support the channel, I don't have a Patreon or anything because it's stupid. Just send me regrinds or send people that want to get their knife reground, and I'll fucking do it for a fee, and you'll be helping me out. So, and you'll get a fucking sweet knife. So, thanks for watching. Anyone has any questions, hit me up. Slide into my DMs. Smash that fucking subscribe button. Like it. Or don't like it. Fucking hit the down button. I don't fucking care. My fucking last video, 2 people was like, I don't fucking like this. Well, fuck you. That's all I gotta say to that. That shit was good. Fuck you. I don't care. Hit it. Whatever. Alright. Try to pump out more content / stuff since I'm gonna fucking not be doing anything, so yeah. Alright guys, stay safe, social distance, go out in public, don't fucking stay inside, just go out in public, it's whatever, you're fine. And yeah, see you around.